We often talk down against the part-time wrestlers, expressing disapproval of their occasional unpredictable presence and lack of consistency. Yet a deep, almost animalistic excitement awakens when their music plays. We adore them, perhaps even more than the wrestlers who grind week in and week out. Why? Number one, demand and supply. The fundamental principles of supply and demand is the secret recipe to the greatness of many wrestlers. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, John Cena, and The Rock, all of these wrestlers understand the same thing. We, the fans, are the consumers, and the wrestlers, the performers, are the suppliers. They make their appearances rare, carefully curated events, creating an artificial scarcity that inflates their value. Think of it as a limited edition collectible. Its allure lies precisely in its exclusivity. If these legends were a constant fixture, their mystique would erode. Early in his career, Roman was a near-constant presence. While undeniably talented, his overexposure and the fact that WWE was forcing him on us bred a degree of fan fatigue. This is why his transformation to the tribal chief character is so beloved. He made his appearances less frequent and more deliberate. This created a sense of exclusivity, a feeling that witnessing his presence was a privilege. His absence amplified his presence, turning every match, every promo, into a must-see moment. The fans, conditioned by his limited availability, hung on his every word, every action. This was no longer just about wrestling. It was about witnessing a rare appearance from a dominant force. By strategically controlling his supply, Reigns and the WWE maximized his demand. He became a wrestling commodity of the highest order. The full-time wrestlers, while admirable in their dedication, are the readily available goods. Their consistent presence, while appreciated, diminishes their novelty. They are the reliable staples, whereas the part-timers are the coveted, limited-time offerings. In essence, the less we see them, the more we crave them. A well-timed hiatus allows anticipation to fester, creating a feverish demand for the return of particularly wrestlers. When they finally reappear, it's something special. Brock Lesnar has masterfully utilized this strategy throughout his career. He's not a weekly fixture on television. Instead, he makes sporadic, impactful appearances. Lesnar's limited availability reinforces his beast incarnate persona. He's portrayed as an unstoppable force that can't be contained, and his infrequent appearances add to that aura of invincibility. Because of his limited appearances, Lesnar is almost always involved in high-profile matches. This further elevates his status and makes him feel like a special attraction. It's crucial to understand that simply disappearing from television doesn't automatically make a wrestler more popular. A wrestler needs to have already built a significant level of recognition and popularity before they can effectively utilize the less is more approach. If a wrestler is relatively unknown, their absence won't generate any significant buzz. Brock Lesnar, for example, had already achieved immense success in both wrestling and mixed martial arts before he adopted his limited appearance schedule. The wrestler must possess a certain level of credibility and an aura of importance. This could be based on their in-ring skills, their physical presence, or their character's persona. They need to be perceived as a legitimate threat or a major attraction. A strong, memorable character is essential. Without a captivating persona, the wrestler's absence will simply lead to them being forgotten. While the less is more approach can be a powerful tool, it's a double-edged sword. Imagine a championship title held by a wrestler who rarely appears. This creates a sense of stagnation. The title feels less prestigious, and the division lacks momentum. It's like having a valuable artifact locked away in a vault, inaccessible to everyone. During his extended Universal Championship reign, particularly between 2017 and 2018, Lesnar's infrequent appearances created a palpable sense of stagnation. The title, meant to be the pinnacle of Monday Night Raw, felt more like a prop than a symbol of active competition. The show would often go weeks, even months, without the Universal Champion even being present. This led to a feeling that the top prize was being held hostage. The Universal Championship, instead of being a source of excitement and competition, became a symbol of Lesnar's part-time status. It lost some of its luster because it wasn't being defended regularly. The entire Raw men's division suffered from this lack of consistent championship presence. Other wrestlers were left to feud over secondary titles or engage in storylines that felt less significant. It was as if the main event scene was frozen, waiting for Lesnar to decide to show up. We wanted to see the best wrestlers in the world compete for the top prize, but Lesnar's limited schedule prevented that from happening. A well-rounded roster strikes a balance between these two elements. Part-timers provide the wow factor, while full-timers provide the substance. If a roster is dominated by part-timers, it can lead to a lack of continuity and a sense of disrespect towards full-time talent. It can also create a perception that the product is relying on nostalgia rather than building for the future. Part-timers often bring in a broader audience. They might attract fans who remember them from past eras or casual viewers who recognize them from mainstream media. This helps to expand the overall reach of the product. Full-timers, on the other hand, cater to the core audience, the dedicated fans who follow the weekly storylines and appreciate the intricacies of in-ring performance. By having both, promotions can appeal to a wider range of demographics. The key is to maintain a healthy balance between part-timers and full-timers. You need a core of reliable full-timers who can carry the weekly shows and a strategic sprinkling of part-timers for key events. Over-reliance on either can have negative consequences. This is why Rollins' victory over Brock for the Universal title represented a restoration of balance. It signified that the title was returning to a full-time wrestler, someone who would be present and active on a weekly basis. The same applies for Cody when he defeated Roman. Once a wrestler is perceived as a part-timer, that image becomes ingrained in the minds of the fans. It's difficult to completely erase that perception, even with a significant loss of a title or otherwise. We often view part-timers through a lens of nostalgia, enjoying their appearances for the remember when factor. While a significant loss might temporarily shift the narrative, it doesn't undo years of established perception. We associate part-timers with past glories, reinforcing their legend status rather than their current relevance. Promotions often capitalize on the special attraction aspect of part-timers, using them for short-term ratings boosts in pay-per-view events. John Cena's retirement tour is a prime example. Fans will flock to the events to see him perform one last time. A retirement tour inherently generates massive media buzz. News outlets, sports channels, and entertainment platforms all cover the events, expanding the promotion's reach beyond its core audience. Promotions tap into the emotional connection fans have with these legendary figures. Nostalgia plays a powerful role as we relive cherished memories and celebrate the wrestler's contributions to the industry. WWE is clearly maximizing the appeal of John Cena's final run. The announcement of the tour itself has generated significant excitement. We were fantasy booking and trying to figure out if he will be champion for the 17th time. By scheduling his appearances at key events like Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania, WWE is ensuring maximum viewership. In essence, part-timers are a strategic business move that benefits both the promotion and the fans, and they will continue to be. Join the conversation and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram, the link is in the description, and click the video on screen now for more Curiosity Thread wrestling content.